it's easy to think, once you read the beginning of the script or watch like the beginning of the film and you see, her talking crap about him and he's walking with his friends and it seems like his life's so good, but really he's just like, I always say that he's like he's been extinguishing his own fires like throughout his whole life. Like whenever he's feeling something coming up, he's got to put it out because he's got to be there for his mom, he's got to be there for his sister. So yeah, it's kind of interesting with their dynamic, how they're just doing the brother-sister thing, which I've seen a million times with my brothers growing up. Like, we're all too hot-headed to relate, and then we get to a certain point where we're like, oh, crap, we've been here throughout the whole movie of our own lives, of our own existence, and we can relate to each other better than we can to our own friends. So it's nice to kind of see them go through the ebbs and flows of, like, childhood to, like, young adulthood within this story, like, finally setting aside their BS and just emoting. I definitely think it fits into that genre of like John Hughes and, Fast Times at Ridgemont High and all that good stuff. But I feel like this is kind of breaking the mold of its own. I haven't read like a movie that's about like young adulthood and, coming into your own, coming of age, finding yourself, and have that perfect balance between like drama and comedy, because I feel like this movie hits so many points of like, it's gonna make me laugh and then it's gonna make you cry like you're a baby, and that's how I felt reading the script. So I don't know, it's hard for me to compare it to anything kind of that's been done before. I definitely think it's got flares of those old classics and stuff, but I definitely think this is one of its own. It's hard to describe. I totally think Kelly captured the voice of all the characters, really, not just Nadine's, like Darian's, and it surprised me reading the script how young it was. I guess it's so youthful, with like just the dialogue and like the way, like the comedy and the timing. It's things that I would laugh about now and things I would laugh about when I was 13. So then things that I know that my parents and stuff like they would laugh about. So it's timeless in a way. I think the script's very timeless. The characters are very timeless because no matter what age you are, I feel like you can relate. What Kelly asked me to do early on before we started shooting, once I'd gotten the role a couple weeks in, was a stream of consciousness exercise. And that's kind of writing, it's like a kind of diary, like a journal entry from the character's perspective and not being filtered, not trying to make anything sound anything, just kind of getting that state of mind, and whether it's anger, happiness, whatever, just going with it and kind of just improvising the whole time. So I did that as like a little essay, sent it over to her, then we talked about it, and she was such a good person to kind of find this character with. She was so willing to have conversations no matter how long they ran, and she was so into it, and she was always there with the question behind the backstory. If I asked a question about like the father and what he was like or what their dynamic was like, she was always there. She wasn't like telling me exactly what to do, but she was sending me in the right direction, because at the same time she wants it to be like a kind of actor's discovery of who this guy is. It'll mean all the more doing it that way. But yeah, it was kind of like just phone calls and kind of rehearsing and figuring out who this guy is and what made him tick. Hailee's incredible. I had my last audition was a chemistry read with her, and we were doing one of our heavy scenes. And she was just all there, she's just trust. It was just great. She's a great actress. She's a great person. She's easy to get along with, and just seeing how much she brings to this role, just in table reads too. Just how willing she is to just jump into the deep end and kind of just give it all she has. It's inspiring as well. Yeah.
Did you know that The Hateful Eight with 3 words is the longest title for a film directed by Quentin Tarantino? All the titles of his previous films only consisted of 2 words. For example, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, or Kill Bill. What's your favorite movie directed by Tarantino? Let me know in the comments below and click here for more cool videos. Thanks for watching. See ya!